Hello, my name is Glenn, and I'm the kind of guy behind the Wig Of Death. So, we've got some interviews for you to watch with the talent of the film. But I'll just sort of tell you a little bit about it. The Wig of Death first came about with a track I composed, an instrumental track, very sort of Starsky and Hutch meets Hammer House of Horror. That kind of track that's good but shit at the same time, you know, it's got that sort of kudos. Yeah, that's used to be on a show. So I let Dave listen to it, and I just coined it as the Wig of Death, you know. And I did a bit of networking. I said, you know, I've got this really good track. You know, I went on these sort of film sites and spoke to one or two people saying, I've got a track here if you want it. I don't want any money for it. I mean, I didn't say I'm that naive at that point regarding music. I just said, you know, if you want to use it for any of your productions, feel free. It's too good just to be gathering dust on an hard drive. Anyway, to cut a long story short, I had fuck all back from the majority of them, and what I did here back were just bollocks, really. Because I thought, you know, it's a bit like council, very closed shop. So anyway, I thought, it's too good to fucking just leave knocking about, so I said to Dave, I said, this song's really, really good. Let's just do a little skit, a little sketch. You know, I coined it the Wig of Death, so we thought, yeah, let's just do this silly idea, this silly short film all about this wig. And it ended up becoming the fulcrum to the whole production, this particular bit of music. And, you know, we developed it a little bit. It went from just sort of a wig that attacked people, and we actually get a backstory. You know, this scientist he wanted to create this wig that could put an end to alopecia, to people with scalp problems, you know, all this sort of stigma that's associated with hair loss and, you know, problems like that. And we're going to revolutionise the hair world with this organic, style-changing, fashion-reading sort of hairpiece. Anyway. Got sabotaged, the experiment got sabotaged, and hormones got replaced with something else, and it ended up going on a rampage around Catford, killing people and making a bit of a nuisance of itself. And you know, we shone it down, we had a couple of premieres, and they both totally chock-a-block, and people were saying, you really enjoyed that, you know. Work colleagues, friends, everybody got involved. Again, sort of, it was just sort of, you know, credit to them people, because there would have been no film if it wasn't them. And Dave, the producer, he was in his element with this, because it was very comedy, camp comedy, very sort of tongue-in-cheek, kitsch. And I wrote it with that, but I had this brainwave, I had this like epiphany where I thought, God, wouldn't it be so good to put all these candy floss comedy characters into a thriller, you know, into a situation where it's not, you know, fluffy and magical. It is actually sort of horrific. There's actually a character, what they're up against, that is an absolute fucking monster, an animal. And you know, the Wig of Death II was born out of the wanting to experiment with these characters and to put them into a sort of a very dire, bad situation, which we did quite successfully. But it always sort of you always get these two camps. You know, it's split. You've got the people who like the campness and the cheesiness and the innocence of the Wig of Death, and then you've got the other people who like the thriller, they like the edge, the danger, the production changes that I did to make it a lot darker. Plus, I'd invested in digital composites and sort of stuff like, you know, squibs and muzzle flashes and explosions and such like. So yeah, it's always been a bit sort of subjective, you know, which they like this. So yeah, that's where basically. But the thing is, both of the films was, you know, they're actually my nemesis, my Achilles heel, because they were both really epic, long films that took sort of 2 years and 2.5 years collectively to make. But yet, I shot myself in the foot by wanting to put them in film festivals because I overrun the criteria, you know, in terms of length and sort of. Well, just in terms of length, I think, really. I mean, you were talking sort of a cast list of over 50 people for Wig Of Death II, you know, and a lot of them were just cameos and stuff, but would actually brought back the original core characters from the first. So, yeah, it was a bit of a roller coaster ride. It really was, an enjoyable one. But yeah, I'm not going to waffle on too long, as I say. I wanted to introduce you to the talent behind the Wig Of Death 1 and 2, you know, some of the cast, and let them tell you their little stories and anecdotes and what they sort of remember from filming. I mean, all it is left to be said from me really is, I feel honoured to have been able to make these films, especially with the amount of people who gave up the time for very little in return. And if it weren't for those people, we wouldn't be in there talking about Wig Of Death 1s and sequels. So, and it is funny because I was talking to somebody the other day and somebody planted a seed in my brain thinking, you know, I think you should end it on a trilogy. Yeah, where can you go? You know, the majority of the characters have been decimated, they've all been killed or, you know, or sent into Catford Asylum. You know, there's really nobody left to salvage, to sort of carry on. And you think, well, yeah, it'd be great, you know, just to sort of realise it, or, you know, to do something with a new spin, maybe direct it a little bit different, maybe sort of bring it up to date, give new haircuts, bring certain characters back as, you know, pseudonyms. I don't know, yeah, Wig Of Death 3. It's a very intoxicating idea. And, I can't see anybody else casting for Wig Of Death 3. And it'll give me something else to write music for. Anyway, yeah. Enjoy the rest of the characters and the cast. And a fine cast they are. This is Glenn, signing off. Take it steady. Okay.
My name's Dave, I'm the producer. I'm the one that carries the prop bags about mainly. I first met Glenn in a cowshed. He'd escaped from Ramby prison, and I just got out of Rampton for the day. As you can see, I'm the straight one of the two. But anyway, we got involved in this filming project. He just approached me one day. He made some suggestions, and so I made some back. And then we got talking about films. He got to put his music to films because he's a very good musician, well I think so anyway. And I think he was going to just do a 10-minute film called The Wig Of Death, and it stemmed from that idea. Anyway, I got a vast selection of wigs, and we just picked one at random, or no, we didn't, we cast one. We had a casting couch. And Denzel came up top trumps, and then it just stemmed on from then. And then since then I've met loads and loads of characters, and I've even become many characters. In fact, that's why I was in Rampton, because actually I am many characters. I never know which day to the next who I'm going to be. Shut! You gutless bastard! film. Yes, The Wig of Death II is the Killer Moustache is an excellent film. I'm sorry, but I have to talk over these imbeciles. I've come here out of the goodness of my own heart, and this is what I get. Insubordinates.
Oh, hello. My name's Stephen Walker. I play the bad guy, Petrova Vladistroika. Obviously, I don't talk like this when I'm acting. I say things like, "You die!" I would say he's got a few pet hates, women, especially prostitutes. You thought the wig was nasty, but wait till you meet Petrova.
My name is. I left school at 16 and graduated to Oxford University for 4 years. Then after that, I moved on to Harvard. Shortly after, I engaged on my first job, which was an ice cream van attendant. I'll just cut it there. And now I'm currently working for the council as a pollution block assistant. Attendant. Lenny's Derbyshire accent was particularly hard for me to pick up, but it's one that I so enjoyed doing. My mother was Chinese, but she had roots from Derbyshire, and her grandmother had a cousin who lived in Derbyshire and would often tell us stories about it. Lenny Banger, a small-time Catford crook. He owes Toffee Pop a considerable amount of money, so he decides to burgle Gobot's house. But unfortunately, he gets bitten. And that's about as much as I'm going to tell you right now.
Hello, I'm Roy. I play Gatius Clatter, who works at Catford Memorial Hospital and Paraffin Hill Asylum. This is the second outing for my character. You'll have seen me in The Wig of Death, and now you'll see me in The Wig of Death II, the sequel. Basically, my role in the second film is playing the local coroner, and he certainly hasn't got time for Gobot. This is my first foray into acting. You usually see me walking about the estate with my pet giraffe called Eric.
My name's Nigel Hughes, and I play Detective Danny Cologne in the new film, The Wig of Death II. Yeah, you might recognise me from the first film, The Wig of Death, where I played Dr. Paris Caravan, the meanest cat you're ever likely to come across. Yeah, and it was nice to be working again with my old friend, Mr. John Davey. We go back quite a long time. We started together doing pantomimes.
Hi, I'm Richard Marples and I play Toffee Pop in The Wig of Death II, The Killer Moustache. My character Toffee Pop, he's a loan shark from Catford. Bit of a nasty piece of work. Wouldn't think twice about maiming somebody or even killing them, as you may know. So yeah, he's a nasty man, and you wouldn't want to meet him in a dark alleyway of an evening. Doesn't always do his own dirty work, likes to have his goons around him, likes to have the hired muscle to do the dirty work quite often. So I got involved with this project because I know Glenn, the director, Glenn Birks. We were at college together many years ago, and when he contacted me and asked me if I'd like to be in a film, I was a little bit worried. Wasn't kind of sure what kind of film it'd be, but it's turned out okay. It's not quite as dodgy as I was expecting, and it will be for general public release, which is good. So that's me. Thanks.
Well, I'm Steve. I play a part in the film of Victor Lagoon. How I got there, I don't know. I can't even remember starting. It all started with the Wig of Death, and all I was asked to do was to get some advice and some posters.
and it's all been downhill ever since. I still don't know to this day how I got roped into this so far. And to be honest, I don't think anybody does. Except maybe Dave and Glenn. They're brains behind it. But, having had years of depression and struggling with it, it's just got worse since I joined this outfit. But, you don't know from one day to the next. Whether you're filming, doing an interview, whether it's night time, daytime. I know something, since I've been hanging about with this crowd, I've had some blooming headaches. Most of them have been from laughing, I think. Some days I've gone home blind with hysteria and had to go straight to bed. Having said that, now the film's coming together, you can see some light at the end of the tunnel from some of the clips I've seen. I'm still not sure what Victor Lagoon's about, and where that name come from I really don't know. But all in all, I have to say it's been an experience. One that I said I'd never repeat, but here we are, doing Wig 2.
Hello, my name is Liam Hegarty. I was asked to play a Cockney on it. It was a Cockney, so I looked into it and I found a film with a Bob Hoskins in it, and it was lovely. So I joined the cast, and it's a really lovely cast, and it's a really good idea. The film. Yes, the film is it's taken a lot of time, but we're all a bunch of professionals, so we all dug in and worked our little socks off, and we found it very interesting. Yes, it's nothing like the Shakespeare that I'm used to, but it was very much good fun. Yes. Yes, I played two characters in this film. They couldn't be more different. The aforementioned Cockney, Dave Trout, is an ex-army guy who was promoted to the position of chief constable because of the former role. The actor who played him, he was shot. Not the actor who played him, but the guy whose role too. Yes. And the other character I play is Mr. Cornetto, who's a psychiatrist, a psychologist in the New York Police Department. Who's a really sad, lonely character. I can relate to him in a lot of ways, but yes, it's horror, it's thriller, it's tense, it's romance. It's a wonderful, wonderful film. Yes, so when it's out at your local cinema complex or theatre house, you must go and see it. It's wonderful. Thank you.
Hi, I'm John Davey. I play DCI Buck Van Cleef, and I shall be appearing in The Wig of Death II. Buck Van Cleef is Catford's most un-PC cop, and he does enjoy beating people up. And for the record, I never did have an affair.
Hi, my name's Kirk. I play Bob Pinecone. This is the second film that we've done, Killer Tash. My character this time is a little bit run down on the beat. He's turned to the bottle, and he's generally having a bad time. Yeah, oh yeah, he's shit out of luck on this one. So he's kind of clutching at straws, trying to get what leads he can until he meets up with his old friend, good old Spinaccio. Oh yeah, yeah, he loves that son bitch. Old Bobby and Spinaccio, they're really good friends. It was a bond that they made from the first one, and he kind of revolves around that and uses that to get some of the things that he needs, because nobody's listening to him. He's just out on it. He's lost his friend in the first film, and he just needs to sort himself out, but Spinetto's the answer. And when he comes along, them boys, whew. What I will say is there's one country boy in this picture. He's in for an ass whooping from the old pine cone. That's Archie Gallagher, man. Oh, he's coming for you. That he is. Yeah, so I believe the film's coming out in this year. It should be good fun. Should keep you all suspensed and tightened up. Hope you enjoy it. That's all I can say is, welcome to Catford.
Hi, I'm Chris Divit. I play Archie Gallagher in Wig of Death II. My character is based around the antics of being an ex-SAS, Royal Marine type army tough guy who is using his past skills, shall we say, to earn himself a little bit of money on the side. He's got lots of people wanting him to do things that aren't very pleasant. Boris being one of them. And you'll see me in all sorts of scrapes and situations, and being knocked about a bit by certain members of the cast. But I get up again, that's the main thing. Yeah, there is one scene I'm particularly looking forward to, and having a scrape with a certain member of the cast, Bobby Pinecombe. We go back a little bit. We've got a bit of a hatred history between ourselves, only in the film, of course. But yes, we're looking forward to getting that scene done. It's going to be a good one. I met Glenn at school. We've been best friends since, and we go back a long way, so we tend to do lots of different things, off the cuff things together. All the other cast members fit in rather nicely to what Glenn and Dave have produced and made, so it's coming together rather well.
Hi, I'm Dan LIngard. I know Glenn through working with him previously, and when he first asked me to be in Wig of Death a few years ago, I think it was 2005, I were up for it, always up for a laugh, and I didn't realise how involved it would all be. I think it was initially going to be a 10-minute project, and it evolved into something far more feature length than that, and I was really pleased with the end product. And then after, well, the success of that is in local terms, he asked me to be in The Killer Moustache, the sequel to Wig of Death, or Wig of Death II it's called. And I said, well, I don't mind a part in that, and it is a small part. I was a bit worried about having a small part because I would have liked a big part, but yeah, and in the first film I played Mothball Craggins, and the second film I had 2 small parts, but it's not the size of the part, it's what you do with it. And I was beaten around the head with a hammer and shot in the head in the garage, which was nice, and I got to play some sarcastic policeman, which is pretty much stereotypical, but there you go. Yeah, and I think as Glenn and Dave have progressed with the filmmaking, that they've both improved significantly.
production quality is miles better on the first one. I mean, I was really pleased with the first film, but now I've seen the learning curve that they've travelled up, and the quality is just fantastic. Sounds fantastic. Visually, and aesthetically, it's well, I'm proud to be a part of it. I mean, I can't say any more than that.